Well, definitely preparing before a lecture, I would always tell my students, if you come to my lecture and it's the first time you're hearing stuff, you're going to be scrambling to learn the basics in addition to what I typically spend my time lecturing is on application of the principles. And so without having a basis in in the principles, it's really hard to then get into a discussion and say, well, what does this mean? How would we use this? How does this differ from this? And so I always recommend to my students that if we're going to be lecturing on these principles, and I've given reading on those principles, read that first. Because then you're not going in and essentially learning principles and application at the same time. And that's really why professors say, we want to give you reading and we want you to come to class prepared, is because in class, the worst thing we can do is use class time to go over things that you can consume on your own reading. We really want to focus on the application of those principles because that's really hard to get out of a book. And so I always recommended, read the chapters that deal with the principles that I'm going to lecture on, and then we'll spend the time in the lecture and the time that we have together to really talk about, do you have questions about that? But then also, how do we apply that? And so then what I would recommend is students read through there, and either they can take full notes like they would normally do of saying, here's the chapter, here's what I learned in each of those chapters, or they could just take notes and say, here's the chapter, here's what I didn't understand. And then they can bring those questions to the lecture, whether it's online or in person. This goes for both types of classes, online or in person, and say, after I read through this, these are the things I didn't understand that I need clarity on. Then what it means is the professor can really spend that limited amount of time that they have together to really focus on things that were not very clear in the book or on the application of the principles, which is very important.